Yep. So go to the agenda, and after that, let's find out what is Interaction Studio, and then what are all the fundamentals, right? So I think people are really concerned about see, we went to a lot of digital, right? Normally we started with the journey of sales and service cloud in Salesforce, and then we see how workflows, how we see how process builder, we see how flows are working, right? How an automation is, which is how an automation really helpful for the business to make their decisions and simplifies their decision making, and then move different segmentize to customers, and then use that data for sending information to all the your industry customers, and use the email channel, SMS channel, or push channel, and you see all this information, marketing cloud, you see email studio, you see marketing, you see SMS studio, you see data builder, journey builder, and all the stuff, right? So at one point of time where people really think about okay, now what we seen a bulk emails which we send to the customers, we seen a bulk SMS that I'm going to send to the customers. I'm going to leverage all these touch points, email, SMS, push, or maybe WhatsApp message, maybe WeChat, Viber, and all these things which we could leverage inside Marketing Cloud. And we could use all these channels to personalize the customers and build a sophisticated single journey, and then make the customer feel happy in a different way, right? Now, at one point where we talked about that's okay, but the thing is, we're going to understand how a customers are really coming to my website. Is it really how I can make a customer affinity, and how I make a customer can see what he is doing actually, what kind of streaming, what kind of data that he is streaming out of, what is a customer lifetime value that I can see from my entire product vision, right? I want to know the real-time one-on-one personalization, that what the customer is making out of it, correct? So this is the way we come up saying that I want to bring all his personalization attributes into one single screen. That means like we want to capture all the individual insights to understand each and every person intent and affinities. At the same time, of course, you get the affinity data. Of course, you got the individual information from the customer. What you can do more with that? So you would like to optimize experience with artificial intelligence. So how you make an interaction with the customers? So would you like to push some sort of offers to them? Do you have some sort of an Einstein recipes to prepare the data set for whole stream data that what the customer is doing for? Would you like to send some kind of product recommendations for them? Would you like to coordinate engagement everywhere, because you see saying that when I have internet, I can log in with my mobile, and then I'm gonna browsing in your website, and then finding my the best product for what I require. Maybe I required running shoes. Maybe I required a jacket for my winter season. So what currently is doing? You have an online, and you're doing it. But the thing is, where people really nowadays are really smarter, where people want to do offline kind of transactions, or people want to do different kind of devices. Maybe they want to use a website sometime, maybe want to use a mobile website, maybe sometimes they want to use some third-party applications where they do browsing, maybe they're using VPN or as such, right? So we want to collect all the data, and then we would like to engage everywhere with the connect online and offline experience, right? And on top of it, you have the data, you have an Einstein, and on top of this, how you want to success in your entire making the quality of data. So would you like to engage? Would you like to build some kind of an Einstein recepts to coordinate entire this data, and then bring out some kind of recommendations? You want to build some kind of A/B tests. You want to do some kind of a dynamic testing in order to get the right results, or you want to send this data back to the journey builder and then shoot some sort of personalization, one-on-one personalization emails to the customers, right? How you want to monitor the success? So in order to get all these elements, a single platform that what Salesforce has been introduced is an interaction studio that gives a complete experience of real time with one-on-one, and you want to make entire customer affinity profile in order to get their entire attributes, and you want to define the attribute that what you would like to match with. That I'm going to showcase in the real-time demo how it look like, and how you match the real attributes, and how the person can be converting an unknown customers to the known customers, and what kind of data that we are capturing, and what kind of data sources that we need to ingest and connect and get the data into interaction platform. Well, so this is how it works actually. So when you talk about a real-time one-on-one, I have you see the customer here. You see, there are some customers which comes with a different geographical in nature, and people are talking in Twitter, people are looking at some web, and people are looking at mobile, and they're looking the data and they're clicking something, right? And the Rachel, one more person where she got an email and she's looking for some sort of recommendations on the housing, and she's keep looking the best product that what she would like to see, and she would like to she like some of the product that what she want. So you see the intent of data that what we are capturing. You see from Mark, you see all his he's using all his communication channels to find the best information that what he would like to see. And you see all the data that what internally the Einstein engine, we have an Einstein, the Interaction Studio engine will capture that all the information, all the stream data, and then you can see here how we were getting into Interaction Studio platform, and then how we would like to visualize and then performing the basics of the entire data that what you would like to see. So in the real time, what I can see, we have a unified profile, known or unknown user with an individual account, what we were doing an identity stitching or the profile stitching. And after that, we are understanding the entire data. We are deciding what kind of data that we got, and then we are doing their profile stitching. We are performing the Einstein, we are performing their A by B, we are performing their rules or triggers, and we are segmentize the data, and then we are providing a personalized experience with journey builder, triggering journeys or events or iPaaS platforms, all this together which we are acting. And then finally, we have an analytics inside our Interaction Studio platforms, nothing but reports. So we have a couple of lift calculations and campaign analysis. We have an auto alerting. We have a BA reporting. It's available inside. And you see on a single platform how we are the customers, how we as a company or how we as a product team to identify the customers, to understand their nature and decide the data that what we require and act upon and do analyzing, right? So there's the entire personalization that we are giving it to the customers. And we see how this entire thing will be shown inside Interaction Studio that we're going to talk about. And trust me, guys, all these entire operations will be happening less than 30 milliseconds. Imagine how faster, how much speed that we can get all this information inside Interaction Studio, right? Imagine it's like less than 30 milliseconds. Every 30 milliseconds, the page will be refreshed, and then it will give you the perfect information about each and every customer on a one-on-one, right? So that's what the basics of Interaction Studio, what it does and what it gives, right? So let's talk about some key product features. So when we talk about, of course, we explained the nature of the Interaction Studio platform, but the real question comes up with, hey, Funny, how the product features are really looking forward. And the key product features are the unified customers, the deep behavioral tracking with business context, and that machine learning applied throughout, and the true real-time decisioning and experience delivery. So of course, this is the one that we are talking about, and I don't want to spend too much time on this because you already seen the how we make a unified customer profile to make a stitching of identity, and how we get the data inside the Interaction Studio platform to define the business context. So you have different account segments, you have marketing segments inside available, and on top of which you can design some Einstein recepts for the data. You could build some Einstein recepts. You could generate, based on Einstein algorithms, you can generate some AI kind of concepts. And of course, you get a true real-time decision making, and then you could deliver the experience in a different channels again. So you have the data, so you can send this data back to a CDP platform, so that CDP platform can talk to the different systems, or you have the data available, and you can use the data to create a data extension inside Marketing Cloud, and then use the data inside Journey Builder to send some sort of communication as well to the customers, right? So this is where we talked about, this is where the real, how a data will be collected and how the integrations which we can leverage inside Interaction Studio platform. So you see here the Interaction Studio real-time pipelines. And when I talked about, right, so when we talked about functional things, so the unified profile, AI, machine learning, and then we talked about segmentizing and then personalizing those customers. You see here we have different browsers, different extension, right? So when you talk about a couple of technical terms in Interaction Studio, the real heart of the system is nothing but a web SDK. So when we want to integrate with our IS platform with websites or mobile or any other systems, The SDKs are the real core systems, nothing but a web SDK. We need to inject the web SDK because when we stream the data into our platform, we need to apply some sort of JavaScript variables, right? So the same thing what we talked about a web SDK. Web SDK will provide the nature of we need to inject that web SDK, and inside the web SDK we need to add our own CRM dataset we required because where you store all your data, that nothing but a dataset. And you have a couple of extensions available. Sitemap is the core key element. What I can say in a typical Salesforce terms, it is one of your profile. When we talked about user in Salesforce, the profile is a hardcore operations for Salesforce. At the same time, sitemaps are the real business, the business tools, the Apex code, the Apex logics, where we can apply all these logics inside sitemap, and a campaign template where we could ingest the data into a campaign for consent templates as well, that I'm going to showcase in the demo as well. And all these will be collected as an event APIs, and that event APIs will be running under event transformations. A pipeline will be transfer throughout the event transformations, user transform, and then all these pipelines will be go and then design one user profile store. And from there, we have an option to ingest the data into an SFTP through a CSP, where we can connect it to the SFTP server, and then SFTP also to be connected to the Interaction Studio. Maybe the question comes up with, hey, Funny, I have a system to be integrated to Interaction Studio platform, maybe a third-party applications. So the easiest way to connect with Interaction Studio to load the data into IS platform is an SFTP. It's a simple file transfer protocol where you can prepare your data in a CSV format and then drop the CSV file into an SFTP location where IS will pick and then ingest the data into the Interaction Studio, and then you have all the segmentized parameters, you have all the Einstein recepts. So automatically the data will be run and then give you the perfect user profile store, right? So that's one of the best way that people will connect easily to the SFTP. That's where IS bring up some sort of in the beta version. I think IS is working on a lot of connectors to connect to many enterprise systems as well. But for now, the only way that we can ingest the data into SFTP, you can drop a CSV to SFTP, and then IS will pull the data from SFTP, and then they'll ingest the data into a user store as well. Right. So on top of this, so we have a couple of artificial and machine learning engines. The one that I've told you about, right? The NBA templates or the decision engine making, recommendation engine, service, geolocation, catalog. So when you look at the affinity profile, right? In the affinity profile, you can look at, let's take a simple example, how it works. Let me go back. So let me find out if I have any customer data available. So look at me. Actually, this is my profile. So where I'm doing a lot of event streaming. So let me go back and I can showcase. So you can see here from the past couple of days for this POS, I'm doing I've injected my web SDK backend into a NTO store, and from NTO store where I've done a lot of I've designed sitemaps, I've designed campaign templates, and then I've got all the details. Once I got all the details, I got my affinity profile created. You can see here the one which you're talking about, this recommendation engine, decision engine, weather, service, geolocation, catalog, service, data workbook, all these engines, the campaign services, all these engines, these are all the information. You see my location has been captured, and you can see my state has been captured. You can see my country has been captured. You see my user profile attribute has been captured. Right? You can see my username has been captured inside Salesforce Interaction Studio, and it will give me all the details about my profile ID, my email address, and the browsing, that what I'm doing, what kind of browsing I've done for the past couple of days, right? And you see all what I'm visibility, what I'm doing actually. So did I purchase anything? All this, these are all a kind of an engine which is already built inside Interaction Studio. You see the profile object segment. You see my event stream, that what I've done, what kind of activities that what I've done, my client IP, my user agent, the conversion, my content zones. So the content zones and the sitemap and all these are the very, very crucial elements inside Interaction Studio platform. But I'll talk about more details. But I just want to show you how this entire machine learning engine that can help for building an affinity profile for the single one-on-one customer and give you the best details about it, right? You can see all what I'm browsing, everything has been captured here. Right. So let me go back and then we can talk about more. We'll talk about more on this. So I can talk about when we do demos. So let me go back. Yeah, so this is how the real-time pipeline works, and I'm not doing anything magic here. I just want to inject it my web beacon. See here from browser, I have used the I've injected my beacon and extension. Extension, we have an extension available. So I've used my extension. I build my sitemap to bring all the product details, and I've used my campaign template to feed the data of what entire event stream data that I'm feeding into campaign template. Right? So this is how we are, decelling data. Nothing but decelling data means. So there are, as I said, like there are so many integration methods to connect to Interaction Studio platform, right? The easiest method that what I've known is like, the FTP, the SFTP, the simple file import and export, the transfer protocols, right? So that is one way that we can ingest the data into Salesforce. The other way, that's the simplest way that what I feel actually, and I recommended the same to my couple of customers as well. And the other way that what I've told about the iOS and Android SDK. So when we want to integrate your web app, mobile app, so there are some SDKs available, ready-made SDKs available where you can leverage those SDKs to connect to your apps, and then all the streaming data will come to Interaction and a real-time API. So if somebody want to leverage, maybe if SFTP is your company concerns on privacy and regulations, I recommend you to go to the real-time API. There are some APIs available for Interaction Studio where you can connect and then bring the data. And apart from this, there is a Lightning components. So Lightning components, something that so you have, if you want to stream some data, let's suppose, take an example of one Salesforce sales guy, where you want to see the person when you want to crack the deal, and you want to see the customer profile inside Salesforce, where there are some Lightning components available for CRM, especially on the Interaction Studio components. Something they would like to see the basic information of the Interaction Studio profile, and they would like to see some sort of NBA templates or NBA products and all. But the only one thing I can confirm is we can't able to stream the same data, the one which I've showcased, right? We can't able to stream the same data inside the CRM system. It's not possible as of now. There is another route, but for directly with this connector, sales and service connector, there is no way which you can stream the data. But I can showcase what kind of data can be visible inside Salesforce CRM for the sales reps or the customer service reps. Okay. And there's a web SDK that what I've told, a JavaScript web SDK where you can leverage for beacons, web beacons, and then OpenTime email as well. OpenTime email, nothing but it is just like the email data when the customer when we send an email. So EIS has a capability that you can look at the OpenTime emails as well inside Interaction Studio platform. So these are all the methods where which we can connect to the Interaction Studio integrations. We have many options, but I prefer SFTP. In rare cases, let's go with. I mean, it's based on a scenario like when you want to integrate iOS, Android, you can leverage SDK for sure. There's no other option. When you want to do a third-party enterprise databases, maybe data lake or something where the data has to be sit somewhere and then you have to ingest into IIS, let's leverage SFTP. And if you want to build some websites, let's use JavaScript Web SDK because there is a backend available, and then you can use the simple JavaScript URL where you can ingest and then get the data. Yes. So this is where we understand, like, because when we talk about data mapping, right? So we need to understand each person's across every data sources. Nothing but there is an identity, there's a predictive, demographics, geographics, life cycle, subscription, loyalty. So we have all these attributes available that I'm going to showcase how it look like. And the conversations where we can get web purchases, store purchases. You see CLV, customer lifetime value in the affinity profile. So where you can get all this information. And again, we have the control of these guys. We have a control of all these attributes, conversions, behavior as well. We can manage those configurations. I can showcase that when we go on the real-time demo, how we could segmentize the data, how we could, in your system, you have the entire capability to manage what kind of data to be streamed into IIS, what kind of attributes that you would like to use as a unique identifier. You want to use mobile number, you want to use email address to make known user to the unknown user. I can showcase how can be set it up, because that is the first important step that we have to do it when we start with Interaction Studio client implementation. So these are some of the attributes, the user attributes, right? The identity attributes. You can see the overview of name, type, metadata, owning. There are some couple of targeting segmentized ML decision makings. You see the local stores, loyalty points, loyalty. All this data will store into Interaction Studio, right? So these are all some of the attributes that you would like to see, and these are all entirely as per your customer's requirement and the implementation. So, but these values are completely available, and if you want to create, you can create a couple of values as well. You can create more number of attributes as well. So this is a real-time profile stitching, as you asked me, right? So how an interaction studio will convert a known user to the unknown user, right? The biggest question. So how IS can identify a person, like, it's completely based on cookie, guys. The cookie is a main important terminology, or the term that, or the product that we could leverage. Cookie, when you go any of the websites, the website should pop up saying that some of the websites where it automatically captures your profile data, because they already have an inbuilt sitemaps, which is inbuilt so cookies management has been enabled, and then it automatically captures. But some few websites, right, where some of the few websites where they ask you close this button to accept cookies, right? A small pop-up will open to accept the cookies. So once you click on accept cookies, and entire information that has been captured inside Salesforce. At the same time, when you open a new browser, right? So automatically the browser, that when you open a new window, automatically captures your cookies as well, right? When you completely close your browser, then the cookies will removed, and then your profile will be known as an unknown user. But this entire stitching of the profile or identity management will be based upon your cookies, and that is most important thing. And in order to make unknown user to the known user, that we can handle inside Interaction Studio, that can handle inside inside your sitemap, that I can showcase how the code look like. Okay. So before going this topic, let me go back and then see if any questions, anybody has any questions. Yeah, I think no questions as of now, but any questions you can ping me, guys. Ping me, everyone, so I can happy to help you out. But I have something which I've designed for this as well. So I recently wrote a blog for how this Interaction Studio deals with cookies. So I built some scenarios as well. You look at the scenarios here, and then you can identify how the data from cookie or make unknown to known user. I'll just post this link. Probably you can read about it, and then you can come back if you have any questions meanwhile. Okay, I'll just take 1 minute, and then I'll just drink some water, and then I'll get back in one minute. Okay, so let's jump to our the great session. Yep. So yeah. So the biggest question people ask me, saying that what is the use? So what is the use to connect between sales and service clouds? It's a good question. When I initially talked about, right, so I think there is a person, his name is Azam Khan or something. So when he reached out to the group, and then I've responded to his questions, some other questions, and I thought initially the Interaction Studio streaming data can be synced directly with the Salesforce, but not. The streaming data is a huge, and Salesforce won't store that millions of activities inside Salesforce, because it hampers the database, and nobody can recommend a kind of a solution, or the nobody, or if I'm the product owner as well, I'm not recommending to stream a whole lot of data inside CRM, right? So now what is the use? So he asked me the same question. So what is the use, funny? So when I go and then dig deep into a couple of details, and I come to know, yes, there is a use for especially the sales people, the customer service people. Why? Because when we look at the chatbots, right? Let's suppose when I go this. When I have this information, let's suppose if I go any maybe NPO store, I'll go. So when you see, guys, whenever any websites, so suddenly you'll get a pop-up. You'll get a pop-up store saying that, hey, funny, you will see here. Hey, funny, would you like to browse something? Would you like to recommend some sort of information? Or would you like to send some kind of next best actions to, quickly check out the product that what I was looking for? I'm browsing something, right? So when I was browsing something here, let's suppose I want to browse shirts. So when I browse shirts, when I spend some time, maybe 3 seconds or 5 seconds, when I was doing all my hoodies and all, I feel like I spent some 10 seconds. So automatically this data will travel to Interaction Studio, and then this data immediately this data immediately go back to the Service Cloud. It is nothing but like when I logging into it, right? So simple example how it look like is, I'm just giving information. The idea with the connector, sales and service connector. So what I can do is I'll have this. I'm browsing something. So what I can do is I'm going to build one chatbot here, the internal Einstein chatbot. So here I'm going to build an Einstein chatbot inside Salesforce, and then I'm going to use the chatbot script to the internal NTO website administrator, where he's going to embed my website chatbot here. And then what I can do is I'm going to browse something, and automatically I'll get the data of the person. So let's suppose. So I'll get the data from IS. So there are some data which sync between Interaction Studio to Service Cloud or Sales Cloud. Nothing but a lead, contact, and an account data will be synced to Interaction Studio to CRM data. So that I'm going to show that I'm going to talk about. So let's suppose there's a contact automatically sync from IS. Let's suppose I'm going to choose maybe this person. So maybe this person you could look at, or maybe I'm going to use maybe he's a KVM, and this guy has been capturing, he's doing something. So automatically what I can do is I have my chatbot here. I can promote the next best tag recommendations. So the system come to know that I'm browsing something, the hoodies and all. So based on the costing and all, I come to this guy is doing something. What I can do is I'll click on this information. I'm going to promote this information. So there's an option here where I can chart to the customer directly from NTO, and then I could recommend a kind of a product from here. So this data, this Einstein data coming from IS, Interaction Studio, directly. The product details that what I captured from Salesforce is coming from here, the NTO website. We'll talk about how we would like to integrate and all, but I'm just giving you some heads up on the use case that of NBA template, the next best recommendation template for the customer service to promote their product immediately, and then help the customers to check out the process, and help the customers to look at the right product and then go to the checkout, right? Now, when I go back, so there are some prerequisites, team, like, so I know people will talk about for integrations also, we have a prerequisites, because initially we would like to integrate with CRM. So it's a prerequisites and sync behavior, how it look like. We require an enterprise or higher Salesforce account, at least an enterprise account. And if we have a field that can be mapped with users and accounts between Interaction Studio, right? So typically we can leverage email address, because that is where the key unique identifier that I would like to leverage on this POC. We need to capture in both Interaction Studio and Salesforce as well. I'm gonna showcase how it look like, and we require to modify all data permission at a profile level for the system admin. Okay, as I said, what kind of data will be synced between both the systems? It's a leads, in addition to contacts and accounts as well. At the same time, the sync behavior, the contacts, accounts, and leads will be synchronized nightly, or when you click on synchronize it now. Okay, so now let's go and then do a step-by-step process how we would like to connect between both the systems. Okay, so I'm logging into Interaction Studio platform. So let me go back. So when you're logging into Salesforce, you see an option here, Interaction Studio. So if you don't have an access of this Interaction Studio, please go to your Marketing Cloud admin and then ask the person to enable the role. Of course, you have your own role. Let's go to the role and then ask him to provide an access to the Interaction Studio. Nothing but when you go to your setup, this is the first way that everybody need an access to Interaction Studio platform. If you don't have, you can reach out to your administrator. I know every user has a role has been occupied. So just click on the role. You know, right, how our SFMC is normally a little slow. So when you come down, so there's an option here like Interaction Studio, right? So here you can give an access, because I'm a system admin, so by default I have a system admin role has been enabled. So if you don't have a separate roles enabled, then you can give an access here, provide an access to admin, and then give an option to hello. Okay, and then so just click on hello. Once you got an access, And what you have to do is, or you just click on it, and then you can click on save, and then ask the admin to assign this role to your user. And once you get an access, then automatically this section will be able to visible, Interaction Studio. And then you hear from you just click on Interaction Studio. So step number 1, in order to integrate for any website team, any website, mobile app, you can see here, you can have a web campaign, server-side campaigns, mobile, email, third-party integration. So these are all the channels in the campaign where you would like to connect with your Interaction Studio platform. So for currently, what you have to do is, for anything, like what you have to do is, the first step, what you have to do is you have to create a data set. If you want to have any questions, you just click on the manage datasets, and then from here you have to create a data set. In order to connect with any of the website app, any mobile, any email, third party, you have to create a data set for sure. That is a key to start with Interaction Studio platform. You have to create a data set, and I created one data set for this POC called CRM POC. Step number 1. Step number 2, you have to go and then click on the settings and then go to your general setup. So this is where you need to understand your data set, what kind of data you would like to stream inside your data set. You would like to track accounts, you would like to track your subdomains, track anonymous visits. So, so the general setup, like step number 2, you have to go to the general setup, and then you have to allow what kind of data you would like to allow to ingest into data set. There's a track anonymous, merge anonymous users, enable campaigns. There are some advanced options, right? Enable dynamic campaign content, any assign account to users, or open time email campaigns with append encrypted user IDs. And this is where the important thing, what kind of identifier you would like to use for your web SDK, mobile app, and server-side campaigns. For entire dataset or entire POC, I'm going to leverage email address as my unique identifier. You see, the unique identifier is what Salesforce, or we could go and then do it. Customer ID, email address, profile ID, Salesforce Marketing Cloud, contact key. It's not stoppable, guys. You can create many attributes as well. But step number 2 is you have to use or select one identifier, because 99% people leverage email address only, because that is a key everybody can leverage, because there is a key for all this Google search engine or any other engines to leverage to capture the email as a web crawler, right? Now, step number 2 has been done. So I'm going to showcase a couple of details. So the question comes up with where I can see more number of attributes. Under setting, data model, click on attributes. So here you'll get all the attributes. If you want to create more number of attributes, click on new attribute, and then start creating the attribute, give a label, choose the type, choose a classification, choose identity type. Okay. So like this, you can create a more number of attributes as well. So the other question comes up with, so Interaction Studio will provide a lot of survey mechanism as well. So there are some survey attributes also available. You can create those survey attributes. Currently, I don't have any records. And just go to the surveys here and then create one catalog, and create, once you create a catalog, automatically this attribute section will be enabled, and then you can create more number of attributes as well, right? So we've done the step number 2. We went to attributes, we went to general setup, and then we see all these details, and then we use for this POC or for this data set, we selected email address as my unique identifier. Okay. Now let's go to the step number 3 to connect to the CRM. What you have to do is you have to go to the third party, right? Click on integration setup, because all these are third parties only. Acton, Marketing System, AdWords, Shitamail, Yellowca, Facebook, HubSpot, LinkedIn, Marketo, Responses, CRM, Marketing Cloud, all these systems called as a third party inside IS, Interaction Studio. Let's go to the Salesforce CRM. So in Salesforce CRM, you can see here, I have connected my Salesforce CRM account. So I have my callback URL, I have my consumer key, consumer secret, I have every details available normally. So what I've done is, in order to where I can get these details, inside Salesforce? Good question, right? So what you can do is, in step number 3, you have to go to the Salesforce and then you have to create a connected app. Just click on setup. Click on manage connected apps. From here, there's a connected app I created, Interaction Studio. From here, you see, once I have Interaction Studio, once you can create a connected app, right? So let me click on edit policies, but edit policies I'll not get anything. I have to go to the manage connected apps again. I have to go to the app manager. From here, I can see my configuration panel. Let's see my Interaction Studio here. Let's go here. Just click on view, click on manage. Just click on view. So here, see consumer key, consumer secret, you see callback URL. This callback URL is the one where we see at the time of this callback URL will give by Interaction Studio automatically. You have to copy this callback URL and then you have to use the callback URL here, right? And then you have to choose you have to create a connector. Once you create a connector app, you will get the consumer key, consumer secret, right? Copy these two, come to the Interaction Studio and then paste here. Click on, if you have a sandbox also, just choose a connect to sandbox, or else leave the checkbox as blank, and then click on establish now or establish connection. Once you establish a connection, automatically you will get an option called authenticated status authenticated. As I said, this sync will normally run on every nightly, right? As per your time zone. So you can see the sync has been ran, and then if you want to see a real-time synchronization, right? Here and then click on synchronization now. Once you get a synchronization, all the sync tables you will get automatically. You see here advanced options. So what I have done, what I have selected here is for Salesforce account that cannot override, be matched to Evergage accounts, obtain account ID from matched Salesforce contacts. So, and one more guys, for sync behavior in Salesforce CRM to Interaction Studio, it is a case sensitive, very, very case sensitive. It has to be matched with the exact email address in Salesforce. If I have something, if I do some kind of streaming data outside of Salesforce, let's suppose this is where I have a system, right? I have an NTO store where I've gone and then I've clicked on sign in. When I click on sign in, so what kind of attributes would that Interaction Studio will pick it up? This first name, last name, email address. I've selected email address here. When this exact no case insensitive, very sensitive, you have to choose the same email address in Salesforce as well. Then all the data inside Interaction Studio will sync with Salesforce and then create a lead inside Salesforce. Because when compared to the lead and contact, lead is much more preferable object compared to the contact. All the data will go to the leads and then lead will be creating inside Salesforce. Okay, and again, it has to matches with exact email address inside Salesforce. Nothing but it syncs the data. Sorry, it's not creates the data inside Salesforce. It syncs with the data with the base of email address, and that email address will not be a case sensitive. It should be matches with perfect case sensitive parameters. Okay, so here you will have an option, what kind of data you want to push to Salesforce. What is your data set? What kind of data you would like to push to Salesforce? What kind of data you want to pull to Interaction Studio, right? So I've not selected anything. I've not created any kind of a records. What kind of records will be sync or something? I've just used to push the data from Interaction Studio to Salesforce. I've not used it to pull the data from Salesforce to Interaction Studio, right? So the step number 3, you have to set it up all these parameters. Once you set up these parameters, what you have to do is you have to go back to the Salesforce. What you have to do is you have to set up all these parameters. Just create one section in Salesforce called Interaction Studio and create all these parameters. These are all parameters available once you've done the connected app. Just copy paste all these things. Just drag and drop, create a page, go to the page layout, and then drag and drop all these parameters. You see here, when I choose an option called push data to CRM, I'll get all this data, my Evergage link, my Evergage trend, my engagement trend, my preferred email, and my first visit, last visit, and is there any engagement filters that what I have. All this information will be captured from Interaction Studio to Salesforce. Using this data, probably our sales can find out whether this customer has been engaging with our website, and then what is engagement rate. So based on it, our sales can go and then talk to the respective wholesalers or the franchises to close the deal, right? So this is where the sales, it will help for the sales to look at the basic data. You see the part dot, right? How the part dot information will be able to capture. The same way, Interaction Studio also can capture some of the information to help for sales to close the deal, especially the big orders. right? So this is the step number 4. So these are all the main steps. These are all the main steps that what we have connected CRM. Just we connected CRM currently, and I can showcase in the next step how this entire operation works. This Einstein NBA, Einstein recommendations, Einstein products, how this can be helpful, and how we would like to do this entire operation. How I can get this information. Normally, this information will directly come from this website, right? So how you need to understand how this entire data has been captured, what kind of operation that I have involved, or what I've performed inside Interaction Studio. Okay, let me go back to the presentation. Let me see if anyone has any questions. What is the difference between Interaction Studio and Einstein Web Recommendations? Good question, Agni. The difference between Interaction and Einstein Web Recommendations are, the Einstein Web Recommendations are, as we come to know, when let's talk about Interaction Studio. The Interaction Studio is a platform to provide a personalization, one-on-one personalization to all the customers' affinities and all the profiles, to find out the unique attribute or unique information for the customer. But for Einstein Web Recommendations, the step number 1, Interaction Studio will collect the data from the customers in the form of event streams. And step number 2, the Einstein Web Recommendations, we have to, in order to get the Einstein Web Recommendations, we have to create an Einstein recipe. Inside Interaction Studio, we need to create one recipe, nothing but something like here. So here, what I have to do is, I have created one recipe for Einstein, and here I created a test group. The test group, nothing but like, basically I'll get all the data, right? So once I'll get all the data, it will simulate the recommendation that what I would like to see. So what kind of data you would like to recommend? You would like to see the product data only. I would like to recommend. I choose the product data to recommend to the customers. So that's where the Einstein can help us to check entire event stream data and then recommend the products, or recommending the categories or any kind of. So I choose only for the POC for one product. But if you would like to see more ingredients, you can create more number of ingredients. You can create more number of recipes as well. So that based on the event stream data of interaction, Einstein Web can recommend the respective products to the customers based on the recipe that what you have designed. So that's how it works. It's both completely dependency between one data to other information. You have a dependency with your Interaction Studio data in order to provide Einstein Web Recommendations. Hope you got the answer. So can we have use case stories as well? Yes, so I mean we have a couple of user case stories currently, as far as I know, because I don't know any user story that what we recommended for any customers, but this is just like a kind of a proof of concept that we would like to enlarge and then leverage to many customers. So for the implementation that what we did, it's only for ingesting the Web SDK to their websites and mobile apps. So far, we stream the data and then build some analytics, the Einstein analytics for the customers. So next thing is, to store data from push tab to SF, I need to create fields. I think you don't need to create any fields, Cameron, because you already have a fields available inside Salesforce when you see the connected app, right? So if you see here, you have the connected app. Once you've done the connected app and you connected with Salesforce, automatically all these fields will be creating inside Salesforce through a managed package, through a connected app. So these fields you can leverage and then drag and drop to the page layouts, and then you can automatically see the data inside CRM. Is enable Evergage add-on is a mandatory. Evergage add-on, it's just a pure plugin where we can use for testing purposes, but in the real time, I don't think so it's required, because you already ingesting the JavaScript web beacon. Because when you go here, when you want to do any kind of a server-side campaigns, right? So you see your JavaScript or Web SDK settings. So you enable already. You see here, site-wide JavaScript. You can use this kind of entire code to embed inside your Salesforce, inside your websites as a forms. You can copy this entire code and then use to one of when you would like to see or stream the data for each and every web page. Or else what you can do is you can go here and then click on JavaScript integration, and then you have the script available. Because this completely working with CDN parameters, just copy the script and then use inside your web pages wherever you like to stream the data, and then use this single piece of code, and then automatically it will start capturing the data inside your Salesforce. But the one which I'm talking about, right? Let's suppose when you see here, I'm going to showcase how the data will be streamed inside Interaction Studio. This is Evergage Launcher. So this is for only for testing purpose, like, because when you want to build your web SDK, and you want to test the entire campaign templates, you want to test entire site code or site script, the sitemap templates or content zones. So this is the best way to go and then check it out, or perform your development and test the changes, right? When you go to click on the visual editor, automatically I'll get the control of this entire NTO store, this entire NTO Northern Trail Outfits website. Now here, what I can do is I can see and I can perform some sort of testing, some sort of information. See here, once I logged in here, when I go to Interaction Studio, when I go to the reports, I click on event stream. You can see here login, and you can see the information about the user ID, and I've logged into the login screen of the system. You can see the login screen where I'm landing into it. So from the sitemap that what I've created to collect the product information, and then details inside my one of the dataset called CRM POC. You see here my anonymous ID has been created, and I'm the normal user where I come daily on this website. So I could see my anonymous user, my encrypted ID, and you can see the content zones as well. So from here you can look at my code that what we have written. And actually even like the user, what kind of attribute that I've used. So what is my unique attribute that I've leveraged? So the email address, when it matches, then automatically my known user will be, you can see my unknown user will be converting as a known user, and then it automatically captures my email address as well. So what I've done here is I have used to collect the product information. I've used the product details only. Only I've captured for this POC to capture the product details from NTO website, web store. Product details I've just used to leverage some of the products, something like the basic product that what I've leveraged, the product breadcom products, and I can use my leverage the product name. And you can see here I've just collected a couple of product details about for test header only, right? I have my listeners which is available to collect the entire DOM information, the nothing but the product details, and I have my categories information that what I have choose for what kind of category, and the basic information that what I've collected. See here, I've designed to only bring the product details into my entire Affinity profile. So once I landed into here, right? So once I landed into here, when I go back to this, when I go back, you can see here automatically my page will be refreshed in next 10 seconds. And when I go to any other information, maybe I'll go to the main store. So this is very really important because you have to build your own sitemap and you have to build your own content zones to. I've come here and looking at the shop category. So when I go back to Interaction Studio, so you can see here automatically it captures I'm landing into the main store. And when I see here, who is this person? Because this is the person where I'm looking at all these details, right? And I click on user ID, it will take me to the same person. The same person where, because I've already logged into here long back, and you can see here what I've captured, the men footwear and the women top shirts, and you can see the couple of product details that what I captured. What it automatically capture here as proper images, and whatever I've not written the sitemap code, it captures normal piece of the normal image will be displayed here, right? At the same time, when you integrate with Salesforce, when I go here to the one of this person, you can see funny@gmail.com, right? So when I come here, when I do some sort of, maybe I want to check this women American tank, I click on the details. I've clicked on this respective product. When I go back to the Interaction Studio, when I go back to my event stream data, you can see here automatically it captures. I've gone, there's a person called KVN, and this person came here and then he looked at some of the information here. You can see the contingent what has been configured as a part of the sitemap, the top of the page and info bar. So from here I can go to the user ID, and here I can see here the person. One second. You see here. Just give me a couple of seconds. So this product that what I've captured, you can see refreshing in next 6 seconds or 5 seconds. So there's a product that what I've captured for winter shoes, the one which I've clicked on it, right, from Salesforce. So from here, if I can go here, you can look at the guy who has been viewing the product details and all. So when I go to this respective user ID, so it has been matches with the respective email address that what I've created. But you can see here, the one which I captured and I've written code for the product details, it's been captured, all the details. So from here, when I go back to the NDO store, go back to the home screen again. You need to design your own sitemap to get all the product details and pass these product details to your CRM dataset. Once you have the CRM dataset, what you have to do is you have to go back and then you have to create your own Einstein recipe. Once you create your Einstein recipe, all the data that what you have done automatically comes here, automatically feed into CRM POC, Einstein recipe. All the data that what you have captured, what you have done the streaming, right? It will come and then store under one of the Einstein recipe. This personalization will run and then it will check the server side code all the time. When I go here, I created one server side campaign for this POC. So what this server side campaign will do is, this server side campaign will talk about and showcase, because this server will talk to the CRM, Salesforce CRM, and this Salesforce CRM talked about so what kind of data you want to see, because you have a rules, right? If you want, I could design some kind of, so if any of the product matches with so and so full sleeveless, half sleeveless, so only those kind of rules also you could able to explain. You will be able to create those rules, and then you can segmentize those Einstein recipe data as well, right? So once you got this data, you have to go back and then you have to check your server side template. This is where really important. This is where communication between Salesforce versus the Interaction Studio will work. Just click on the edit. So it will automatically take you to the the server side code, and this entire server side code will help you out to find out. So you have your I created one simple server side code to connect with CRM that talked about how many number of items you would like to see maximum. So you would like to see the 4 recommendation items, you would like to see the 6 recommendation items, right? And what is your data field in order to display the 4 recommendation items inside CRM? Because currently it's displaying only the 4 recommendation items. So because here, when I click on edit page, so in Einstein recommendations, this is the server side where it's connected to Interaction Studio. You can see here the identifier that what I've talked about, email, the data set where you've gone and then designed CRM POC, and the data field where your CRM talking to Interaction Studio server side template. This is the one. You see here your data field, the string that what we have connected RECS, and the receipt that what we talked about CRM POC. And the same thing what you have to do is you have to go and then map with the data set, your date field, your action name, and your channel server. So once you configure this information automatically based on your server side code that what you have designed here, because currently it's only showing 4 items, but normally it has to show 6 items as well, but there's a bug for sure. You can see here in my JSON as well, I've written the items with 6. But the thing is, I'm only getting the 4 items here. I need to check that out, right? So this information will pass through a JSON to CRM. There's the form of the JSON, and this JSON will go to the Salesforce, and then it will be displayed automatically in Salesforce, something like this here, right? Like this, you have to leverage your sitemap, can help you out to get the product details and feed the details into one of the Einstein recipe. And after that, you have to create a server-side template as well as server-side campaign to talk to the Salesforce CRM server, right? This way, you have to display the data between both the platforms. And then, because I've just built a POC, because here you can build a normal Einstein chatbot where you can recommend a couple of information. Your customer care can see the data that what customer is browsing, and automatically, this is the real time actually. This data, this Interaction Studio data is only the nighttime, one time nightly will run. And this data, which is real time, if any person is browsing or something, if not only for KVM, maybe some other person, what you can do is you can, now I've captured only the 4 details of the custom, 4 details through sitemap. But later point of time, if you have some kind of a coding skills on this entire JavaScript, requesting to leverage or grab entire information, because I leverage the top 4 items, but you could capture all this information based on the customer. The customer will see this data when the customer, not only for KVM, but if you see any other customer, like the other customers will come into the picture, right? Maybe that customer will immediately go and then see a different kind of a data. But for now, I only use the same set of data for my POC. Let's take a simple example, okay? So when I go back, so this is all setup, guys. This is the setup that what you have to do normally in order to connect the sales service connector and bring this NBA data into Salesforce. But let me take one single contact. Let me create a new contact. Okay. What I've done is I'm just creating a new contact in Salesforce. Okay. So I've created a new contact in. I'm just leveraging my same set of data for POC. Then what I've done is I've just gone here and then I've just clicked on these details. So I'm going to recommend one of the person where I know this person is really interested based on his existing data. Based on her existing data, what I can done is based on her existing data with the interaction, I've created a new contact and then I'm providing some kind of NBA actions here. So when I clicked on this and then I'm recommending her to go and then check it out through my maybe chatbot or something. So in Interaction Studio platform, when I go to the Interaction Studio, so where is my interaction? Let me close this icons. Let me go to my event stream. So in 48 seconds back, you can see there's a person who has been done, or 54 seconds back. So you can see here, automatically Interaction Studio will check the respective person has been synced with, because the channel is server. So the channel server, nothing but this data is coming from Salesforce, because we created a server-side template and server-side connector and server-side campaign as well. And this is the action call center product recommendation. That this is the action that we created in the Einstein recipe. And then you see here the person email address has been captured from Salesforce. And when I go here, it will take some time to create a customer affinity, because it already done. The entire data will be done less than 30 milliseconds. But however, in order to create an affinity and the attributes details will take some time, right? So let me check. We go back and then I can click some details. I'm going to push this data. I'll go back to the interaction. So this is the website. This page type is web and the channel is website, because this is not coming from the server. So if you look at, this is coming from the server. This is coming from the server. So I'll look at this. Take some time. Yep. So you see here, Jesse, it doesn't have any sufficient to provide any affinity calculations, but you see here, the email address that what Interaction Studio captures immediately from Salesforce. And then this data, let's suppose if I want to sync this data, right? So what I have to do is, because I've not done much things here. So the simple thing, if I want to sync this information, I can go back to my third-party integration setup, and then I just click on synchronize now. So when I click on synchronize now, the one which I've created recently for the Jessie, right? Automatically this data will go and then sync here, and then update all the information here. See here, just downloading accounts. Yeah, so it's done. So it'll take some time to load the data back to Salesforce. Yep, so it'll take some time to load the data back to Salesforce. But as I said, so it will go back and then synchronize the data at the nightly. Actually, it's a nightly process. And if you wish to continue to synchronize for the data, so you have to go manually and then you have to click on synchronize now for all the time, right? So the same thing when you would like to integrate with any other systems. Let's suppose you want to integrate with Salesforce Marketing Cloud, and then pull this data for the respective campaign and then leverage for the journey builder. You could leverage as well. So you can create a more number of parameter mappings and then bring this data back to the data extension and then use the data extension data to journeys as well. Right? So we'll go back to the questions where somebody has some questions. If a user has blocked the cookies and does not log in, they will be the user has blocked the cookies and does not log in. They will be considered as a non-user. How is the data to apply? Yep. Yes, Akash. There's a good question again. So as I said, like if you block the cookies, always your user in Interaction Studio will be termed as an unknown user. But there are some things where at the first time you allow cookie and then you've logged into the site. Let's take an example of this, okay? So what I've done is currently I've not accepted cookies here, but currently I've not logged into my site here. I've not done any sign in here, but still my anonymous user is this one only. Why? Because I've already signed in. I'm not closed my cookies. I've not closed this window for the long time. When I go back to my Interaction Studio, when I go back to my streaming data, when I go back to my event stream data, right? So when I click on this user ID, so this user ID, it's been the one which I already captured because I'm not logged in, I've not accepted the cookies, but still, it based on the past history of the data, Salesforce Interaction Studio will automatically find out your because your cookie is still enabled, right? Your cookie is still enabled, and then you have your past history of the data, and you have your profile ID which is already captured. Your profile ID which is already captured on October 27th. So based on this profile ID and you have an email address, automatically captures all the activities that what you have done if you're not accept the cookie as well. So that's the best out of Interaction Studio. It find out the mechanism to get all your past history data even if you're not click on the cookies as well. So which is the best practice to work on DOM or sitemap for templates build? I think sitemap is the best action zone. Just use a sitemap because sitemap will give you a lot of comfortability and the flexibility because it has an ability to test as well. If you can test your entire code, so it automatically captures your logs and what kind of mistakes that you're doing. It automatically give you the complete information in the JSON format, and then this information will give you out and then find you how quickly that you can build for most of the pages. I recommend it to do the sitemap rather than DOM elements. How we can store anonymous user data from Interaction Studio to Einstein CRM? Good question, Kamran. I think Kamran. Okay, so we have an IS, right? So Interaction Studio, we can't able to directly store the event stream data. We can't directly store the event stream data into CRM or even Einstein CRM. It's not possible. That's what I know. But what we can do is instead, you can purchase your CDP, CDP or the Customer 360 Data Manager. Why? Because from IS to CDP, you have a IS connector available. IS connector available. This IS connector will help you out. This IS connector to help you out to feed all event stream data. CDP. What CDP help you is, CDP has their own connectors to talk to CRM, and to talk to any other databases as well. Or if you would like to do, what I can do is I can use to dump into SQL or dump into maybe Amazon RDS. For instance, CRM, you have an open connectors to SQL and Amazon RDS, and you could pull the data from here. From Amazon RDS to eCRM. We have a connector actually to connect to your customers' respective CDP to Sales Cloud, but you have to store that into OMS, Order Management System, but it's completely a different story. But I don't see any data that you could directly connect it with this thing. There is one more actually. There's one more actually. Just give me a second. There is one more where you could leverage this data. There is a connector available between Salesforce as well to connect with sales or service. And CDP can help you out because this data will come here. From here, you can do a segments data to Salesforce CRM. Just push only the relevant data. What you can do is here, you could segmentize the data, remove all the unnecessary streaming data, only pick the data which has an email unique identifier with first name, last name, and email, and bring this data to Salesforce, and then use this data for your reps. So this way you can get the data from Interaction Studio of the event stream data to the Sales or Service Cloud. If you want Einstein CRM, I still preferable to connect with feed the data into any other RDS and then bring into Einstein CRM, because it's all entire configuration, because you're not going to apply any sort of a code here, because you have a connector available between Einstein CRM versus Amazon RDS and SQL, which you could feed the data into datasets, and then you could build some, you can use Dataflow or Recipe to prepare your datasets and build some dashboards as well. Any other questions, team? I think we have less than 10 minutes, so we can quickly pass to the quiz. Let me know if you have any questions. You can just ping me in LinkedIn, and then we can sort it as well. We can happy to help you as well. Okay. Thanks. If any questions, you can ping me in a separate through LinkedIn, or you can ping me directly through a direct message through LinkedIn community. So let's jump into the quiz, guys. Again, thanks for joining. So let me go back to my presentation. So there's one more step. I'm going to share this presentation as well. So from here, you can see how we can connect NBA template sales and service cloud connectors. So there's a CR managed package installation, API token, and the components to contact and lead pages, server-side campaigns. So I've given a step-by-step process, the one which I've talked about on a real time. So that comes with an installation process, the step-by-step process. You could try your own you could try your own, your sandbox as well, or you can try with your own developer account as well. If you have Interaction Studio, the Interaction Studio edition, you could try to connect and then get some sort of, because it's just a POC, I would like to, share this knowledge with all of you guys, and then try something out. And just let me know if you would like to talk about something on these topics. Just reach out to me so that we could work together, and then we could talk about all this kind of topics. Okay. So let's go back, and then deep dive is done. And again, thank you so much for joining. I know it's a very fresh topic, a new topic, so people really take some time to understand. But hopefully, I made it something to be understand and useful for quickly start building some sort of POCs. I know I was also just learning, and a couple of things I'm trying out in terms of this entire Einsteins and POCs for sales and service cloud, connecting with B2C commerce and all this stuff. But I'll bring you out whatever I learn on these sessions, and you also can try it out and then get back to me if you want to talk something on these topics, right? So let's go back to the quiz. And this, we have total three questions, team. Those 3 questions, I'm going to give a 3 certification emojis away, because I don't want to avail this certification emoji as I'm a presenter and a group leader. I think let's leverage the certification to all the participants. I have 3 questions, and whoever is going to answer the fast fingers is going to be worked out for sure. Ready with your own, ready to answer the questions in the chat. The first person will get, the first person who answers the question will get a certification voucher. And if you answer immediately, please, the first person who answered, if the answer is correct, please ping me your LinkedIn ID as well as your WebAssessor email ID, which is associated to your WebAssessor account. Okay. Okay. So let's go to the first question. What is the benefit of real-time personalization? It's provide relevant content to customers when they need it, update content in multiple channels in real time, reduce the need for customer support. Or is it both A and B? Or both B and C? Let's go to the answer. Who answered the question? So let me. Okay, it's Sneha Priya Polavarapu. D, C, D. Okay, the right answer is D. It's both A and B. Provide the relevant content to customers when they need it, and it update content in multiple channels in real time as well. So the first question winner is Sneha. Sneha, would you like to share me your LinkedIn ID as well as your WebAssessor email? The email address that is connected to WebAssessor account. Okay, let's go to the next question. Okay, question number 2. Where can you review ingredients to build recommendations based on artificial intelligence? Okay, let's go to the answers. Yeah, so the answer is B. It's an Einstein. It's a machine learning, because that's where you can see, right, when we look at this, when we have this ingredients, right? So when we go this Einstein recipes, so here we have created an ingredient for product details. So we created an ingredients to the product details, right? So that's where the machine learning will help you out to stimulate all this entire data, right? So that's where the machine learning is a answer. So let me see who has answered this. It's Mastan Wali. And after that, Agnes, Mastan and Agnes. Please share your LinkedIn IDs and email associated to with your WebAssessor account. Please share both. So my last question. What implementation step needs to be completed to use Interaction Studio on your website? It's an easy one that I'd like to talk about, right? So when we talk about all the time. So I've used the DOM, the WebBeacon, WebSDK, right? So let's choose the right step. So let's find out who got this. Answer is C. It's a deploy to WebSDK. Aditya, Samir, Gopi, Sharath. So the answer is C, team. And Aditya and Samir, please share your LinkedIn IDs and WebSSR email IDs. Can all the 5 folks to share their LinkedIn IDs and WebSSR email IDs, please? So I think that's it, team. Thank you so much for joining. And then I think this session somehow I believe it's useful. I think I'll come up with some more sessions. And if anyone talk about something good or something new to this marketing cloud industry, just ping me, and then probably I could set up a sessions with you guys. And you would like to talk something on Salesforce and then get some certification voucher as well. So it's a mirror. Samir and Agnes. Congratulations, everyone. Agni, Samir, and Sneha. So I'll send you a certification voucher. You'll get the certification voucher in the next couple of weeks, because I need to send a request to Salesforce, and then Salesforce will directly reach out to you, and then they'll share the certification coupon code directly to you. Okay, it'll take 1 or 2 weeks. I'm gonna raise a request today, and then probably you'll have some, you'll get some sort of vouchers today. Okay, in 2 weeks you'll get the